Good evening and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to solve a puzzle. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat for current subscriber. You can reply with those emotes. Aristophanes says, I do not see any ads. And Lord Crashing's also here. Hello to both of you. Hey, Pat, you need double sub to your own channel. No ads here. So a thing that's happening, I mentioned this in the VOD, will have this. I assume. And Lastbrook's here. Hello, Lastbrook. So for whatever reason, when I hit the ad break button, which I do before every stream really kicks off, I saw ads in my dashboard. I use the dashboard.twitch.tv, which gives me a bunch of data instead of just running my own stream. At twitch.tv/patbear, I use that, so I get tools, but also not just chat tools, but also other things like running ads and hitting clip button and seeing how many viewers I have and stuff like that, and how many subscribers and sub points and viewers and all that stuff. And for whatever reason, I saw the ads that normally only people who are subscribers would say, and I don't know why that happened, and it was really fucking weird. Anyway, because I'm an affiliate, so I'm my own subscriber. But I hope you're all doing well. We're gonna hopefully get a few more friends joining us tonight because we're solving the puzzle tonight, and I'm gonna cheat to do it, and I don't care. Here's my reasoning. So, a friend of mine last night was like, "Hey, I watched a video, and that seems real hard, Pat." And I was like, "Ah, it can't be that hard. I'm bad at 2D puzzles and I'm very bad at 3D puzzles, but it can't be that hard." So I was told it definitely 100% is, and I would have a lot of problems with it. And then I went and watched a walkthrough, just the first step, and I never would have gotten that first step on my own. And when I show you the first step, you'll agree, I think, that there's no way I would have figured that out. And then I watched more of the walkthrough, and a few parts I think I would have picked up, but there's some tricky shit that I just would like. This piece goes in the very middle, and you have to put it in a certain way and then turn it a certain way that doesn't look right, but is right. And I would not know when to put that in. I definitely would not know when this goes in and how it goes in. And I'm sure there are people who are going to tell me, "Pat, you should have tried." And the answer is yeah. Yeah, I should have. So you're not a worthy inheritor of God that comes out when completed. No. No, I'm not going to inherit the Pharaoh's will. And I think we all knew that going into this, that I wasn't going to inherit the Pharaoh's will, that the Pharaoh wasn't going to imbue me and house itself in my body, and in fact probably has since I was born, and this is just a way to release it. We probably all knew that. Anyway, this is where we're at. Okay, if I describe things, as we wait to see if a few more friends want to join us, which will be great if they do. If they don't, it's also okay. Um, I started working on one side of the puzzle as if that was the way to do it. Like Thursday stream, I got all the parts together, and then I was like, "Oh, well, this goes like this, and I can understand how these go." I started from the point up instead of starting from the chain, like the hook part, and work my way down. And that's just foolish. I was never going to solve this as it was. As it is, watching it, I'm not 100% confident that I will do it right, and I definitely will do it slow. I have a YouTube video, obviously like a normal puzzle where you do the outer edge and work your way in. Yeah, but it's a 3D puzzle, so you gotta build it up, and I don't quite. My brain doesn't quite work that way. So I have a video which I'm going to be running at half speed silently because there's no text, but there is audio. Um, It has bits inside. It is not hollow, Lord Crashington. It is dense. It is thick. It is a bunch of interlocking pieces interlocking, as we will see as we do it. Yeah, I've been working from the top down. Even I've had to restart as I figured things out a couple times. Yes, Lashbrook does have his puzzle, and he's working on it. So yeah, it's not hollow. It's a dent. It's not piece by piece the pieces because it's not like the mangaka made an actual puzzle. They just had a bunch of different pieces, and so it's not a one-to-one because that would imply that the manga created the Millennium Puzzle for real and then put all the pieces in the manga. But no. But yeah, it's cool, Lord Crashington. If I wasn't doing it on stream, I would rage against it for a very long time, and then I would give up, and then I would find a guide like I did here. It's cool, but for the purposes of our stream, some of y'all who are watching remember the puzzle incident, the Animal Crossing puzzle incident. That was my least favorite time I've ever had doing this, so we're not repeating that. Because I would just be banging my head against this stuff. Like there's moves in this. There's no way that I would have been like, ah, yes, this is the next step. Makes sense. No, 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 no. So I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us. Look, there's a lot of streams that people can be watching tonight, and I understand that they want to do that because it's Extra Life weekend. And so people are watching or they're streaming themselves. But there's plenty of people out there doing the streaming thing, which I appreciate very much. I've been in a bunch of let's go to the overhead here. I have been in a bunch of streams yesterday and today. I have dropped in some money for a few people. Mostly, I tried to drop in for streamers that were really looking to get a leg up, that didn't have, hadn't had a donation in a while. Although I did drop a little bit, mainly just to say hi to Danny O'Dwyer, because it was Danny O'Dwyer, and I wanted to represent. I did watch the Next Islander GB stream yesterday. Rory was full force. I mean, Lord Crashington, Rory is full force. You should check out maybe even just highlights of his and Jan's stream today. That was at Rory's place, and Rory did the thing where he set up, hey, I'm going to start talking, get distracted, and then 5 minutes later finish what I have to say. He said he tried to say that phrase, like that idea, several times and kept getting distracted, and it was hilarious. Watching Jan play Spelunky 2, having very little experience with Spelunky, was also very fun. That was a pretty cool stream. I didn't watch all of it because it was a long one, but I watched some of it. Yeah, Rory is maximum Rory today. Indeed, he is. And good on him. Anyway, so here, I'm going to show you the first step of doing this without looking, because I've learned it, without looking at the video, because I do have a walkthrough video ready to go. The Battle Royale style FMV game they played was pretty great and ridiculous. It was that, I can't remember the name. It's got a terrible name. It's Blood something or other. That was fantastic. Okay, so this goes like this. Now, I might have been able to figure that out. What's going on here? Sorry. That goes like this. I might have been able to figure this part out. I don't know for sure. It goes like this. And then this part has to lock in like this. And I can't actually remember how it goes. Basically, this part has to fit in. Or is that? It like has to lock in. There's a way to do it, and I don't remember it. I'm gonna have to watch. Bloodshore. Yes, Bloodshore. Okay, so I've got this at half speed, and I'm gonna be pausing the video a lot. So, okay, so I take it like this, and then this goes in, and then folds up. Gotta flip it up. And then grab 21, which is this one. And that, okay, I'm gonna watch it again. Wait, is this? Yeah. Wait, do I have the right one? I got to make sure that's what 21 looks like. The other thing is that like, yeah, no, okay, that is what 21 looks like. All right, so that's gonna fit. Wait, yeah. It even says literally, this is the first step. And the person who's putting this together goes, it's tricky. Because it is. So, like, I have to fit this in here, but I have to do it in a way that the other part fits in as well. And okay, there you go. There you go. And then it locks in like that. That's the first step of this. I was not going to pull this off on my own. Getting this thing, because it slides in and locks, and it doesn't lock yet, I'm not pulling that off, friends. I believe in myself about a great many things. But doing this without following a guide is laughable. And I did imagine that I could do it. And that is also very funny. That I was like, oh, yeah, I could figure this out. How hard could it be? It could be hard. Now, could I have tried to fake this as if I knew how to do it? Maybe. It would have been weird, though, because I would have been like, okay, what's next? Pause as I looked at the video. Okay, I'll do that. Because I don't know if I could have I guess I maybe could have memorized this. I could have run it so many times and actually built it and disassembled it that I could have faked being like able to do it. I'm gonna move my mouse so that I can get it better here. You're gonna see my mouse. It's fine. Okay, so I got piece 10. This is piece 10. Okay. I'm gonna grab piece 10, and then I'm gonna put it. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna put it. Also, like I do have to use this like. Okay, and then you slide it in. Great. I do like have this at half speed because this person does go very fast, but it also is the best representation. Like it's the best walkthrough I've been able to find because some of the other walkthroughs don't even say the number of the piece. They're literally like sped up. Like some people were like, "Hey, you know what? You know what people want if they're searching for this Yu-Gi-Oh Millennium Puzzle? They want it like at 8 times speed of like a speed build of it." And it's like, no, I don't want that. So this looks loose. Here's another thing. This part here looks loose. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like it's not right. It is right. It'll sink in later and it will be fine. So even though it's loose now, it won't always be loose. And that's fine. Except I don't know how I would have figured that out. All right, so now I need part one. We're gonna run into. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I am moving this over here because I keep hitting my microphone with my arm because I don't normally move stuff like here. So I'm going to do that. My mouse over here, the piece is over here. I'm figuring this out as we go. I also know what we're building after this because I ran a poll for my $10 patrons, and they went with a kit from Iron Blooded Orphans that came out pretty recently, and I finally get to build one of my favorite mobile suits from Iron Blooded Orphans. Uh, it's the the full bake. I'm gonna find it right here because the Rebake Full City. Uh, that's on my Netflix watch list. John, I love Iron Blooded Orphans. It is my favorite modern Gundam series. It is in many ways devastating. It can be a tough watch. I think it's beautiful, and you know that it's still close to being modern. You know, it's not that old. I think the art is really well done, and I think the mobile suit design is so fucking fun. This kit's got everything I like: big, weird weapons and extra arms. It also has way too many stickers. Holy shit! Look at all these fucking stickers. Way too many stickers, but I'm looking forward. That's the thing we'll be building when this is done. I don't think this will take all stream, but I don't know. Sounds pretty high praise from the series. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I mean it's Iron Blooded Orphans fucking kicks ass. Okay, so we got number 23 and 1. Okay, so what are we doing next? We really loved Unicorn. Okay, I can see that. I saw that there's a new Gundam game out now. Well, like the break or whatever, probably. Yeah. Okay, so 23. How does 23 work? Oh, okay, so 21 and 23 have to go together. I got to look at that again because I don't remember how that works. That part was very fast. Okay, so basically like that. Right? Yeah, okay. And then how do they go together? And then they go into this hole here. Oops. How does that work? Goes in. That? Wait, no. Wait. I know how this part goes in, and I'm like, can't remember. Okay, it goes in and slides in. That's right. It goes in and slides in. How would I figure that out? Also, look at this weird bend here. Like, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, the Battle Operation Code Fairy. Okay, I have not checked that out. Hey, I got Super Robot Wars, and it's bonkers in a way that I really enjoy. Um, Super Robot Wars is a real, like, this is Super Robot Wars 30. It's on Steam. You can get it. It's nonsense, and I really enjoy it. And I don't hate playing it. I love all of the other parts of it, and the gameplay isn't bad yet. Maybe it's going to get really repetitive. Maybe I won't enjoy it. But as of this very moment, it's hooking me. Okay, so we put this piece there. This piece, we'll know in the future. I can tell you in the future, this goes here. That's where this goes at the end, but not right now. And you can kind of see that's going to be the end of our piece. But right now, no, no, no. Yes, they are. Yukiseke, welcome. Yeah, I mean, look, I never played the one that had Cowboy Bebop in it, but I watched a lot of cutscenes of that game. And so 30 was one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to stream this because they're so like, the music is so intrinsic and there's like all the different themes. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to stream it. Also, I was like, oh, that might not be a great game for me to stream. But it is really fun for me to play. So that has been pretty good. Okay, so let's see. Number 28, 13, and 30. Okay, so we got to hold it like this. Okay, we're going to hold it like this. And take 28. And 28 is going to go... Oh, 28 is going to go... 13 is going to go into 28 first. So we got to look at that. Oh, got to do it like... Okay. Okay, so 13's got to go into 38. That. We're working on another edge here. I guess we're working our way around. And then this is going to go in like that. And also, I'm trying to hold it by using like my hands like this because I don't want anything to fall out or fall apart. And also, you know, I'm trying to interlock these parts in here and do everything without it like, without my hand like crushing everything together because I am afraid that will happen and then I have to go back and do other steps. All right, and then we take this piece and this is going to slide in and become the other part of this. I'm going to have to watch that. Okay. How that slides. Oh, it slides in this way. Okay. Oops. All right. I'm going to pause the video. We're going to get this. This is going to slide in. And, oop, that did not work. Okay. All right. Sometimes you got to put some pressure on this, and sometimes you don't. But also, a nice thing to do is make sure, oh, is this all lined up? Because that wasn't lined up, which is probably why it didn't want to work when I went to slide this piece in, because it wasn't properly lined up. And then, so that should let me... Oh, it's not letting me. Okay. So this should, theoretically, this should slide in here and allow me that, there we go. There, it finally did. So there you go. Now we've got 2 halves of the top corners here done, which is great. And now we can move on to 19, 3, 32, 12, and 25. So yeah, ahead of time, I went and put all of these on here where they belong so that I can find them. 19, 3, then 32, 12, and 25. 32 is this one. 12 is over here. And 25 is this one. Great. Nice snap sound when the corner clicked in. Yes. Sappy, or Saxbython. Yes, there are some nice clicking noises in a few spots, which is very helpful because it does feel right. It does feel like, ooh, that was supposed to happen. Like I said, this part is still loose here because we haven't gotten, like, I remember there's going to be a piece here that really, like, makes it feel like, oh, it's locked in place. But when they do clip in place, it feels like you're not fucking it up, which is great. 19 and 3. Okay. So watch this person's hand. We're going to take piece 19. And 19 is going to go like this. And it doesn't feel right. So you got to figure it out. Because I'm putting it in wrong because it goes like that. Great. And now this part that was loose is going to finally tighten up at some point. Okay, so I put 19 in because we're building things around. And then 3 is this one, and that's going to make corner. How does that fit in? Again, for folks that are going to watch this later in the VOD on YouTube, I am going to link in the show description to this video, and I'll put it in chat now because I haven't done that yet. So here is the video URL for this walkthrough in case you are looking for it at some point. So it'll be in chat now, and it's also later available on my YouTube. So you can link to it for Tale Story Games Official. Thank you, Tale Story Games, for your spoiler Ultimate Gear Millennium Puzzle walkthrough guide. Okay, putting that there, and then that's good, that's good. Now what's next? Okay. Now, 32. 32 is going to slide in like this. And that doesn't feel great yet because it needs more parts. It's barely hanging in there. Flashback says, there's a link to the instructions in the manual. Was that explainer any good? I didn't look. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that was there. There's a Flashback. I didn't know that. So apparently in the manual there is a link to further instructions, but I did not use that. I like using the video because we are working in a 3D space here and making some turns and stuff. So the idea of watching someone's hands actually do it has been very beneficial to me because just the way my brain works. So I was unaware that there were other options, but that's great to hear, Lashbrook. Okay, so then this is going to go like this, and then we're done with 3/4 of it, and then we got to put this piece in, which I believe must go like this underneath it. Yeah. Okay, so we got that in. Then, oh no, that's right. This part is. Here's another spot where I would never get this because this feels like it should go like somewhere around here, right? This somehow fits in here and locks in underneath. And so I'm going to watch this one more time. And I remember when I did this in practice, I got through almost all of it in practice just so that I wouldn't be wasting everyone's goddamn time. And I stared at this for a very long time because it didn't look like it should go. This is going to go into this corner somehow. And that's going to go in like that. So, yeah, because it's this far away. So it's these corners here. Gonna go like that. Gotta go around here. Wait, let me double check. Make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, yes. That was that corner that we just put in. And is this gonna go like here, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this has to go in here into this corner without everything falling apart, which it wants to do because it needs to like get past some stuff. It does not feel good. This spot here, that piece going in does not feel great. But now it's in and everything feels really stable and it's like, "Oh yeah, this was supposed to be here like this, right?" Uh and I'm like, I guess that's supposed to be like that. Let me double check, make sure that looks good. Yeah, a little piece in the back of the puzzle. And then, this, like, even the person who's doing this is having some trouble, so that's fun. Okay, and then I got to push it back as far as I can this way, which I think I did. And I think that's right, and we'll find out later if it isn't. Okay, so then we need number 20, which is this piece. Number 2, which is this piece here. And number 17. Oh boy. Let me just check. I haven't been... Great. As long as they look to struggle with a piece, everything's cool. Yes, Lord Crashington. If I'm struggling and it was like, and zip, then I'm like, ooh, I might be doing something wrong, or I must be doing something wrong. But if they're struggling with it, then it's like, oh, okay, this is a weird thing. So that is good to know when you are following along with someone doing a puzzle. If they're having a problem, then you know that that's a tricky spot. Whereas if you're like, this is just not working, maybe something else is going on. Okay, so that's got to go in like that. There we go. That feels good to have that done. And then this piece is a weird one. That goes in, wait, yeah, like that. Okay. And then this locks it in place somehow. And then the instructions say this part moves like a slider. That becomes important later because apparently popping it out becomes important for something. I can't remember why, but that is true. So it goes in like that. But yeah, now we've got this part here. Now, hey, check that out. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's like pretty damn stable. All right, now we need parts 4. It is incredibly well built. This is fucking cool as hell. Please don't, and in my frustrations with wondering how I was going to do this on my own, please don't ever for a moment think that I don't think that this is fucking rad as hell. Because I do think that. I think this is fucking awesome. I'm just know that I am not good at this shit. I bet this sort of puzzle is fun to design. Yeah, I have to imagine it is. Um, I can't really imagine doing it, but I do. I have to imagine it's fucking cool. Okay, so now we've got this like this here, and all right. So number 4 and number 27 need to stick together. So let's learn how to do that. Don't remember it. That's this is this 4. Is this? Oh, no. Okay. All right. So I might have 4 and 20. I might have, I think I have 20. I think this is 27. This might not be, no, this is 4 and 27. I just don't know how these two parts go together. So it's one of those things where I'm like, that didn't seem right. So I got to look at this again. Okay, so let's look at this one more time. So we need part 4 and part 27. Okay, 4 and 27. I have both those parts in my hand. And then 18 we'll need as well. So put that down. They put it down. And so we take 4, 27 like this, then this like this. And it looks like that. Okay, great. Could not understand that for a while there. And then part 18 is this here. And that's going to go... Find where to put it before rotating. Oh, that's right. This like goes in and then has to rotate like that. Like, how am I going to remember that? Okay. Yeah, this part has to go in like this and then rotate. And it's brilliant. It's fucking cool as hell. But like, yeah, I was not going to nail this. All right. So, okay. So take the main piece and slide out the slider. Okay, we're going to pull the slider out. Oops. Oh, no. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. Everything's okay. I'm going to pause this thing. Some stuff came apart. It felt like I broke something, but all I did was move a piece that, like when we built these parts, they, snap together. I went to pull a thing that didn't need to be pulled. Okay, so this has got to go this. Got to slide it. Whoop. I used too much force. It's okay, because we can figure this shit out again. I might have to go back. Whoops, indeed. Oh, yes. People had a really good time working on this. Those people are not me, but some people had a very good time working on this. Okay, so this goes in later. We know that. This is the next thing that we have to put in. So let's see if we can figure out how to put this together. That goes in like that. And this goes in this. And those lock in together. That's fine. And then this has to go in. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This has to go in like that. This locks in. This can come out. This locks in like that. This locks in this and can slide in and out. And so I got to pull that out without pulling that part out. And then this has to go back in here to lock all this in place so that it doesn't fucking fall apart. And while I do all this, I have to make sure I am not taking it all apart. I was just thinking that there was a piece that would just cause it to fall apart, but I guess enough force will do it like Lego. Yeah, enough force, like, because it is a weirdly delicate balance of parts. As we're building this, we are reinforcing every section of it, right? So if you are getting sloppy with it, it will start coming apart, which makes sense. Which is why I'm like trying to be careful as we do this. So now this has to go. Where does this go? Now I don't remember where this goes. I think it goes over here. Yeah, I can see the spot where it goes. Oops. So that goes in there. And then I should be able to get this back on properly. Okay, we got that back on. Everything's okay. Everything is good now. I just have to watch how this goes on again. I have at least gotten it back to where it was before I knocked a bunch of it apart. Okay. So this gets pulled forward. Okay. This other part gets pulled forward as well. This comes out too. Okay. And then this goes in here. And then the other parts slide close. So this has to go in. Oops. I got to pause this video here. Okay. So this has to now slide in because this has been pulled out, which allows this to come in like this. And then you can slide them back in and it should lock everything in place. And then that's that. So now this should be much more stable because we now have this whole section done. I look forward to seeing a blindfolded run putting this together. Yeah, I think if you knew where your pieces were on there, because some of these pieces do feel very similar, you could maybe do it if you knew where every piece was on your table. Like I'm sure there's somebody very skilled enough to do that. That I couldn't see me do it. Okay, so then we slap that piece in. I did completely build this before and take it apart. And taking it apart wasn't that hard, which is nice to know in case you want to get that sarcophagus thing and put all these pieces in there. Okay, now we need step 5 or piece 5. Step 8. Okay, so we're going to go over to this side. We got 5. 5's going to go in and what? Be weird. Oh, that's right. It snaps in back here. So it's going to go in. And I'd have to watch this again because I don't remember how this goes in. So I'm going to watch this part again here. Okay. So how did they do this? Go like this. Okay, so okay, because it goes like this. Yes, there we go. It feels very unstable right now. This part feels very unstable because it needs another part to lock it in place so that it feels good. Whew. Okay, I'm sweating. It's freezing out right now, and not cold, not hot in this room. But I'm just like, okay, don't have this collapse on me again. 24. I'm literally just holding everything together now, trying to get there. Okay, 24, 9. We're gonna get the other big side of this done. 24, 9, 6 and 8. 6 and 8. Great. Put that down for a second. We are going to panel line this when it's done, so look forward to that. Okay, this is the one. I'm going to watch this fully and then we'll do it because it's like, it's got to go in a certain way and then twist and turn around. It goes in like this. Wait, it goes in. Also, the person who did this, like, camera isn't great in this one slot, but it's important to go in. So okay, so top there, and then lock in here and turn 90 degrees and then slide it. Real weird shit. So okay, well, I gotta get this back where it belongs. So this goes in like this, so they can turn around, turns here, turns again, and then slides into place on the other side. Like this. And then also be careful because if you put too much pressure on, it's going to break apart again. So I'm 90% sure I just did this right. Oh, looking there, did I do this right? No, theirs is over farther. So I didn't do this right. I'm kind of like lightly sliding everything and putting some pressure on things to make sure that I can try to do this correctly. Okay, I did. That required more force than I would have liked, but I did get it lined up where it's supposed to be, and that feels good. Because that way I then don't have to force it when I'm pushing other parts in. Because I have part 9 here, and part 9 has to go in there. Yeah, part 9 has to go like this. Where does part 9 have to go? Ooh, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Let me slap back here. Okay, so it looks like that. take piece 9. Piece 9 slides in there. Okay, does go there. Good evening, Dirty. I'm using a walkthrough video in order to build this puzzle because there is just no fucking way I was gonna do this on my own. This would have been a 3-stream series of me just banging my head against this intricate 3D puzzle. But we are getting results, and that fucking rules. It is nice to be getting done with a thing. All right, so then we're taking number 6. We're putting 6 into the spot that's missing here on one side. And then I think we do the same with the other side. Oops. Again, we're making sure that we are inserting these pieces correctly here. We are making sure that we are not putting too much stress on any parts of the plastic as we fit these in, because we don't want to cause a problem. And then we also wonder, are we using the right parts here? So, okay, we got this spot here, and this is number 6, right? Yeah, so, oops. And then we'll do number 8, which is the other one, but I can't get 6 in quite right. So it's going to take a second here. Okay. So this has got to go into this little spot there, and it doesn't feel great, so we'll kind of wiggle it. We're going to wiggle it, not put too much pressure on. That came in, and then we got to do the other one here, which is okay, and that goes in. This again, we're wiggling. We're not putting too much pressure on. We did it. Now we need 26, 16, and 7. 16. This is 26. This is 7. Great. We're going to do the other diamond section, which is this section here. Whew, okay. Again, there's no reason for me to be stressed other than I put too much pressure on it and parts start sliding around and then I got to do it again, which I also don't want to do. Okay, 26. This is this diamond part here. Great. That's easy. That's easy. Okay, we did that. Then we need 16. That's gonna finish this diamond section here, the part of the pyramid. Hey, Bobby, welcome. You're just in time. We're working on the Millennium Puzzle, and we are close to being done. Not many pieces left to construct here. I mean, I can even figure out that this goes in here now. Does it slide in here in a way that is easy? It does. Oh, it does. Okay. And now I do not need the instructions anymore, so we can say goodbye to our lovely instructions, because we no longer need those. Thank you, because we can build the rest of this ourselves, in that it is, here's our diamond. This is on the bottom, and the Millennium Eye goes like this. And this, and then this is going to slide in here. Oh, we're going to make sure all of this is right here when we do that. Oops. Occasionally times I do need 3 hands. Soon Pat will grow 3 inches and go through puberty again. Yes, indeed. Yes, very soon I will become taller with a deeper voice and more prone to violence and okay with murder. As the Pharaoh takes over. And my friends, my dear friends who know me very well, will just think that sometimes I act like a real badass. And they will never, for a very long time, wonder what the fuck is happening. Even when my grandfather gets, somehow, trapped inside a card. They will be like, huh, weird. Paradis says, so are we going to go to the Shadow Realm when you complete this model? I mean, I hope not. I hope we can avoid the Shadow Realm. And then, because we understand how this works, we get it, we understand what's going on, we have to put this piece in last. The instructions understood that as well. And then we have completed. And then we'll just kind of mush it all together. We have completed the Millennium Puzzle. I don't have any string, but I could do that. But yeah, I do need the views. We have completed the Millennium Puzzle. Sort of, because the last thing that we're going to do is panel line this sucker. That's right. We are going to panel line it to make everything pop and look fantastic, because we do have a marker. So why the fuck wouldn't we? Oh yeah, we're just going to go around and do some panel lining, and I'm going to breathe a goddamn sigh of relief because this is done. Once again, folks, if you are out there and you were saying, hey, you know what? When I get mine, I'm going to figure this shit out, Pat. That's awesome. I think that's great. I hope you do. I hope you kick ass and nail it, and you do it, and it looks fantastic, and you do it with no problems. I believe in myself about many a thing, but my ability to solve three-dimensional puzzles is not one. Lastbrook says, hooray, I can start paying attention again. Yes, because Lastbrook is working on their own. Good luck to you, Lashbrook, on that endeavor. So we're just using a black marker here. We're gonna hit the lines. We're gonna hit anything that stands out here with the black marker. This is ABS, so it's gonna take the marker. It's not the best possible use of this, but you know, it's still gonna look cool. It'll still add some dimension to it. It'll still make it pop a little bit. So we're just gonna hit every corner. Basically, we're gonna hit the lines where they're connected with it, and then I will run an eraser over it as always, and it'll look cool. It's not going to give it like a weathering effect, but it is going to make it look, I think, pretty awesome. There. Now, if I had like a gold marker, a good gold Gundam marker, that's not going to really work too great on this. But these markers should be fine. What's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card? I really like that Defender because it's just a big friend. I forget. It's tough for me to say that's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card when I don't remember the first part of its name. But I really like that 300 attack, 2600 defense, where it like it becomes a defense all the time. I just think that was a fun card. I mean, I did like fusion cards because I did like doing fusion. So the fusion card is pretty great. I'm not a big trap card fan myself. But yeah, when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, a gold Gundam marker would actually destroy this. Yeah. When I was when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, I really liked warrior decks. Which were not good because they didn't make enough good cards for that. But there were still a few like fusion warrior decks that were decent, and I would play those, and I didn't hate them. So it's gonna be a little hard to erase around in here, but we'll get it cleaned up a little bit. I do think it's gonna be hard to tell on the overhead camera, but I can tell you in person that this side looks better than this side. But yeah, we're just going to go through, hit all of the many dimensions of this with a marker. And yeah, we can talk about some Yu-Gi-Oh! Like factually, this entire thing is ABS. Do not use paint markers on it. Yes, Lashbrook. By destroy, you don't mean destroy as good. You mean destroy as bad. This is all ABS plastic. You don't want to use like a paint marker on it. We are using on the crevices here our Gundam marker here, and it should be fine. We should not have any issues with this black marker, with this black Gundam marker. We should be okay. Just highlighting some stuff. Very little of this is going to really show up. Some of it will, because there isn't a lot of Like most of the texture of this, the panels of this are where the pieces connect together. So it isn't like super necessary, but it will add a little flair to it, and I do like that. Just hit this with an eraser, clean it up a little bit. Move on to the other side. Yeah. So, if you have thoughts on Duel Monsters or Yu-Gi-Oh, we've talked about Season 0 because the original manga um, was a like villain of the week, game of the week style format. And then at one point there was the Duel Monsters, and then people were like, hey, make that a real fucking game. And then it became a real fucking game. And then it became the focus of the show, and the lore went on from there. Um, but the quote unquote season 0 of it, which is the stuff that happens before that, I think is very interesting and worth checking out. Because it is bizarre. It is a darker themed show, uh, for sure. And the very first battle of Duel Monsters between Kaiba and Yugi, or Yami Yugi, is very funny, compared to where the games have gone and how that became the focus, and this Duel Monsters thing became this huge money making thing. There were Game Boy Advance games where every other year there was the official rules and the official cards, the World Championship Edition. And then in other years, there would be like a weird game with like weird rules. Because I remember the original PlayStation game was weird rules, like that didn't fit the actual game, and then later they would get that, which was kind of cool. Yes, there's a dice game. There was a bunch of just real weird shit in the Yu-Gi-Oh, uh, wide world of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. Um, I mean, there's a Russian roulette. They play Russian roulette at one point. Uh, Two different people, yes, get immolated. I remember Forbidden Memories on PS1. I played the PS1 game, I believe, with a Game Shark, or whatever the other name for that, the Auto Max or whatever it was called. Uh, but I definitely played with cheat to like unlock all the cards. I don't think it was a Game Genie. It was whatever company got the name to Game Genie codes. I had something like that for the PlayStation so that I could enter in all these codes and get all of the cards so that I could play with all the cards because I wanted to play with all the cards. Uh, what do you consider the better spirit possession anime? Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu-Gi-Oh, Shaman King, or I gotta read down here. Oh, Hikaru Rango. So it's not Shaman King because I like Shaman King, but I don't love Shaman King. And so I think that's not it to me. Now, early Yu Hakusho, YYH, has some very funny possessions in it. But that kind of takes a back seat once it's time to like fight and shit. It might be Yu-Gi-Oh! Because here's the thing. For a good chunk of it, yeah, Shaman King was a fun manga. I think the modern in the well, here's the thing: the modern anime is a faithful like version of it with one big change, which is the little friend, like the normal guy. His voice actor now is less annoying than the original Japanese animation, like voice actor. And that goes a long way because that original voice actor's voice was fucking so annoying. It was like high pitched and sucked so much. And this dude does this voice does not. So that's pretty fun. Um, Yeah, I think it's because like for a really long time, Yusuke, no, not Yusuke, Yugi, like is just possessed, and sometimes like eventually is aware and can kind of communicate with Atom, but for a good chunk like just does it isn't able to. Like they're not on the same page. Like they become partners as you listen to the dub, uh, at a certain point, but it takes a really long time for that to happen. It's kind of remarkable before Yugi starts going like, "Hey, what's your deal, Pharaoh? What's going on with you?" It's like a very long time before that happens, which I like. Um, yes. Pard asks a very interesting question. Does Jujutsu Kaisen count as a possession anime? And yes, it does. Because there are numerous times where our boy where Yuji is, he is possessed and he is taken over. You could also put Fire Force in there because the main dude, that is another possession anime because our boy in there gets possessed a couple times. And that's fucked. It happens several times. And it happens in the manga, which has not been done in the anime yet. So I know at least one more happens. And that's all the ones I know about. That's another one. Fire Force is another possession anime. Um, I mean, when the spirit of his ancestor possesses Yusuke and turns him into his demon form, his demonish form, that's pretty fucking dope. I mean, Devilman Crybaby, yeah, a lot of it's possession, and then some of it isn't because it's just awake. Some of it is awakening, and some of it is possession. So it's a mixed bag. Um, and yeah. All right. So we didn't end up in the Shadow Realm. I already unlocked the Heart of the Cards like years ago, so that this wasn't gonna do it because like you've seen my Hearthstone play. That me and the cards are like this. So which is a reference you somebody might get. That's fine. But yeah, if you see me play Hearthstone, you know I already got the Heart of the Cards locked down, no problem, unlocked and locked down. Uh, so yeah, so nothing bad happened except I will say the back. This one piece in the back doesn't want to stay in well, and I don't know how to get that right. So it's not perfect. I wouldn't put this on a chain and wear it around for multiple reasons. The big reason being it isn't always fully secure. A minor reason uh, being because that's not my style. Jewelry's not my style. So if I was going to use this for cosplay, I would glue it. I would glue most of these parts together. I would figure out how it went in, took it out, like get the steps right, and then put some glue in various places. I don't know if I would use liquid cement. I might, but I'd be worried about it. But maybe I would put liquid cement in like every crease just to give some stability to it. But anyway, um, I'm gonna take a photo of this because like that's done. And then we'll take the pause for the cause. We'll come back talk about we'll come back. We'll talk about some manga and some anime, and we're gonna get started on uh, the the Gusion Rebake Full City. One of my favorite kits from Iron Blood Orphans. Favorite suits. All right, I'm gonna take a photo of that like that. Take a photo like that. I think that's fun. Yeah. All right. This is fucking cool. This is fucking cool. I own the Millennium Puzzle, and it's done. It's just neat. It's just cool. This is a cool thing. Um, I understand why people would want to get the sarcophagus, but that to me is not a proper display. I don't know what well, honestly, a proper display is to have a gold or fake gold chain hanging from a hook and having dangle like this, and that's how you display it, so that it's like on your shelf like that. I don't have that handy. I guess I could take a model kit stand and hang it off of, and like extend it, but it'd have to be a strong one, and then hang it from that. So I could do that, I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought about a good way, because this is going to go on display at some point in my life. Like, imagine when I live in an apartment in New York again, behind me, there will be a lot of figures, and this will be among them. So just picture that. Get a gold chain to wear around your neck while you go to places. Lord Crash, that I just said, not my style. Now, would it be funny for me to take this to PAX Unplugged and wear it around? Yes. Am I going to do that? Don't have an answer for you yet. And then we've gotten Brian, an urban bohemian, coming in here. Okay, but what if you're wearing this when I next see you? Is that game on? We are going to duel. The next time I will see you will be shortly at PAX Unplugged. I'm assuming we will run into one another. Am I going to take this on a plane? I'm probably going to take this on a look. This is definitely not the weirdest thing I've ever taken on a plane, because that is a professional wrestling belt for a comedy video game wrestling league. I have flown with that belt. And also I have flown with a comedy wrestling belt from a comedy wrestling show from the Upright Citizens Brigade, because I was that champion and took my belt with me because it was funny to take that belt. Model looks great though. It looks fantastic. This was a pain in the ass, even with a walkthrough, but the results are very cool. And again, if you're going to watch this later on my YouTube archive, I will have it in the show description, a link to that walkthrough, because it was very helpful. And I don't think I would have done this well without it. I do need to get a little marker in here that I don't want. I'm gonna have to get in with a Q-tip, cotton swab, I should say. I'll get in with a cotton swab and clean that up. But for the most part, we did a little panel lining, and I think it turns out great. That's why you need the sarcophagus, so you can carry the con safely. Yes, Lastbrook, but then I would have to assemble it at the con, and that is asking for trouble. Because then I would have to get there. I would get the sarcophagus, disassemble it, put it in the sarcophagus, take it with me, open the sarcophagus, reassemble it. But yeah, I am certainly thinking of having this doing some liquid cement on the parts that feel a little like they're gonna fall out. This part here particularly, it feels a little loose. I am thinking of putting some liquid cement on here to seal this up, and then wearing it on my lanyard along with my PAX speaker badge at PAX Unplugged. Probably gonna do that. God damn it. Anyway, this is a fucking cool kit. I enjoyed building it. Put that over there for now. All right, we're gonna get into the next build, which is our Gusion Rebake Full City, which has big unnecessary weapons, and it has extra arms that come out of the shoulders. So it's everything I love about a model kit. Let me get this here. We are going to take a pause for the cause, and I'll talk about ways you can support the channel a little bit. I do need to just update my markers, because we've got to set up that. So we've got, what's our colors here? Our colors are brown. We're going to use a black marker. White, we're going to use a gray marker. That's it. Those are the two colors on this kit. So, because all the other things are stickers, so we don't need to put any markers on our stickers, because that's going to just Be a disaster. Anyway, what's going to happen at this very moment is we're taking a pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. None of this is stuff you have to do. All this is optional, but because, this is a business. It's a fun, small-time business, but it is business. Um, I do need to tell people about how ways they can support me. That is an important thing. So I will talk about various ways. Again, all of this is optional. If you're already doing this stuff, thank you so much. First and foremost, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in chat. Let the people know you are a subscriber. You got these cool emotes. That is one of the easiest ways to support me. It's not necessarily, maybe it's not the easiest. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're always on mobile and it's hard for you to get that together, or you just don't want to give Twitch money. And I get that. I understand that. But yeah, becoming a subscriber is an easy way to support what I do. $5 a month, or you could use your Prime Gaming token because you have Amazon Prime. You linked it to your Twitch. If you're not using your Prime token for me, make sure you do it for somebody. Don't just let that token hang out. Support some people out there because it would be great. You could gift a sub. We've had no gifts this month, which is okay and fine. We're not worried about it, but gifting a sub is an easy way to support someone in the community. And if you've been gifted a sub, maybe you were gifted a sub in October, you can convert that to a regular subscription, and they won't charge you till your gift sub month is over. So, okay, maybe that's something. Bits and coins also always appreciated. Harold is the top of the bits leaderboard, and we thank him for that. And what are we going to do now? Oh, yeah. Also, I have a Patreon. I'm trying to get to $150 on Patreon a month, and right now I'm at 148, which is, it's great that I'm at 148. I'd love to get over there. There's a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier there. $3 tier just voted on what I'm playing on Wednesday, which I will tell you now. Hey, on Wednesday, I'm not playing a video game. I'm singing karaoke because I fucking miss singing karaoke with people on the internet or in person. So I'm going to sing karaoke on Wednesday. No apps. We're using YouTube. I'm typing karaoke in the name of a song. You can make requests because we have all of YouTube to look for songs. I will do my best. I'll have a playlist of stuff that I want to sing. I'll have like a document list, and I think it'll be fun. It may be terrible, but that's on Wednesday. But my $3, $5, $10 patrons just voted on what that could be. My $10 patrons voted on what I'm building starting right now. The Gusion, I say Gusion, sometimes it's Gusion Rebake Full City, which is just a mouthful of nonsense English words. But anyway, check out my Patreon. What else? Oh, YouTube. You can join my YouTube at youtube.com/PatBear. That is a place you can go and subscribe for free, or join for $2 a month. You can become a member, and everything I make through YouTube with AdSense and memberships through Patreon and through Twitch goes to buying model kits and equipment. Your lovely dollars went to me buying this way back when and pre-ordering it because I had the funds to do it. I also use your money for equipment. Oh, also, I forgot to say, one-time donations, if that's something you'd like to do, you can do a one-off donation. Hey, I bought a Stream Deck Mini today because funds were looking pretty good and my personal funds are looking pretty good. So if my stock runs low of model kits and Lego sets, I have the money to put in to buy more. So I use some of the lovely money you have given me to buy a Stream Deck because it's going to up my production values here, because I'm going to be able to hit buttons and do stuff instead of moving my mouse around. And I can like mute I have a mute button, like a cough button, and that'll be really nice. So I bought a Stream Deck Mini because they were available. And that's thanks to all of you. So thank you very much for that. Now, if you're saying, hey, Pat, I know you got a bunch of stuff to build. What if you build something I want you to build right now? That's the next thing you build is something I say. Well, the way to do that is to buy something off my Amazon wish list. I got an Amazon wish list in there. I got Lego sets. I've got high grades, master grades, inexpensive kits, very expensive kits that sometimes are not available for some reason. And then other times suddenly become available. Kits that have just keep going up in price. And it's sad to look at them go up in price. But anyway, I got to build out my list because right now it's actually pretty small. So I will put more things on that list so you can buy things, and then it'll jump to queue and I build it and I shoot a video about how you built that thing or you bought that thing, and then I build it. The alternative to that is you could buy me a gift card to USA Gundam store, and maybe I could buy stuff that isn't available. Uh, you buy a gift card there. You send me the code in on my DMs because my DMs are open, or whisper here on Twitch, which you can just do that. Um, that is another way to support me. You can support me for free on Discord. Join my Discord, please. That would be cool. And yeah. Let's see. A couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I will have a new Pat Bear's Anime Club up online on Monday. But if you want to watch the last one I made, you can check that out. That was about shows that came out this year that I recommend instead of almost anything this season, and one show from the season that I really liked. And then Best of Build with Baer. The latest Best of Build with Baer is it's me talking about how streamers are liars, and this one for some reason did minor traction on TikTok. I upload my Best of Build Wares to TikTok, and both comments that were left are not pleasant, and that's fine because it's TikTok. So negative response is still a response. So yeah, those are some videos. I'm going to talk about some anime and then some manga. So we'll start with the anime and then we'll get into the manga, and we're going to start this new kit. Let me go here, paste this in there. I didn't advertise that we were going to do this because I actually didn't know how long it was going to take to build what we end up just building here. So hold on a second. I got to... gotta put this name in here. Pretty much have this puzzle solved, except where parts 24 and 25 go. They seem integral to the bottom half of the thing, holding itself together. Yeah. I mean, look, there's one part in there that doesn't feel right until it goes in, and then it clicks in and you're like, okay. But there's a few parts that just didn't feel great. All right, so I'm going to switch over our title to Gunpla Gusion Rebake Full City, which I'm going to have to keep staring at because that name is just weird. It's just weird. It's just a weird name. But I'm also going to tweet out that I've now started on that. Change that. I'm now going to find my tweet here. Then say I'm about to start a new kit. Gusion Rebake Full City. Because we are. No spoilers, please. Lastberg. Here's the real thing. Lastberg, I can't give you any spoilers because I don't remember what parts they correlate to. I'd have to get the sheet out to spoil it, so I won't. Greatest thing to do if you don't like a video is leave no comment and close the video partially viewed, from what I understand. Yes, Dirty. That sends a message of I can't be bothered. But if you share it, or you comment on it, or you watch it again, that is indication that you have been engaged with the product, and all algorithms love that. Now, TikTok's actually one of the better algorithms out there because it does build things based on what you seemingly like. So it is like the most knowledgeable of all of them. We're just going to build out of the box for the rest of the stream because we don't have a whole lot tonight left. This kit came out in the year 2016. And you'd think I would have built it, but I just never got around to it. But yeah, you'd think I would have built this one beforehand. Maybe I didn't because I've built other Gusions. Maybe I didn't because somehow I knew that there would be 100 stickers in this kit and I would be very annoyed by that. I don't know. I just never did. I've also heard TikTok has fast tracked to the Nazi side of it if you're not careful. Yes, Lord Crashington, because the algorithm is like it rewards you for liking things and watching things, and it wants to give you things that you have engaged with. If you start like, you can't use TikTok for like to be angry about a thing. You can't hate watch on TikTok because then it will give you more of the things that you have hate watched. Uh, you have to watch the things that you like on TikTok, or you will only get things you don't. Whereas YouTube will offer you things that you like and then also offer you things that are bad. Um, but TikTok is all or nothing. It is there's no in between on TikTok. Anyway, we got to talk about the Faraway Paladin. Hey, episode 5 happened, and holy fucking shit, a lot happened in episode 5. I won't go with the full minute to minute play by play of the Faraway Paladin. Just so you know, it's my favorite show this season, and I know that I don't like a lot about what's going on this season, but it still is my favorite show. It's one of my favorite shows this year. It's only in episode 5. I can't wait for more of it. Um, so, our main character, who has been very strong but has not felt overpowered, defeated a god. Now, is this the strongest god? I don't know. I don't think so. He's the god of the undead. He's probably not worshipped by a lot of humans because that means a lot in this world. We find out later. Uh, I'm only watching Comey Can't Communicate right now. Yes, I've heard good things about that. I like the manga of that. I have not watched the anime version. But I've heard good things about the manga. Or I read the manga and liked it. I've heard good things. I'm really only watching Faraway Paladin, Banished from the Hero's Party. I started a quiet life or slow life in the countryside. Um, the second season of Restaurant to Another World, which is very fun. And I think that might be it. Yeah, because I gave up on a bunch of other stuff. There's a few things I still haven't tried, but um, I still want to watch the ranking of King or whatever. Um, but I want to watch that when it's over. I want to marathon that show when it's over because I just like I don't know. I feel like that show is heading for disaster, like sadness, and I'm like I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can deal with that. A thing to remember while building anything from Iron-Blooded Orphans is it's demonic in shape. It's a demonic interpretation, not humanoid. So there are weird things where you're like, hey, why is this like hunched over? That's on purpose. And it's always important to remember that while you're building a kit like this, because it will feel weird. Anyway, this episode of Faraway Paladin, yeah, Will defeated a god. Um, it turns out that Mary, who was the priestess character, that is, she has been a mummy. She she always thought that Matter, the goddess of Earth, had turned her, was mad at her betrayal. She wasn't. She was just waiting for her. So Matter shows up and intervenes very briefly, which is just great. It's a combination of that, some magic from Gus, a little bit of an attack from Blood. Will uses the skills that he's learned from everyone and the blessing that he has been given from Gracefield, who is the goddess of light and puts people on the path of the living and the dead. The reincarnate. She's the goddess of reincarnation, basically. She is the goddess that Will met when he got reincarnated into this world and brought into this world. Um, he is able to, apparently for at least 10 years, banish stagnate, which is awesome. Uh, then we find out shit. Uh, Mary and Blood are going to actually, I mean, they're undead. They're going to become actually dead, and they can't keep it up because they have fulfilled their duty to raise a son to age 15, which is Will, and now they can rest. Now they can be accepted by Gracefield and purified, and they can begin the cycle of rebirth, uh, which is beautiful. And so them and Gus, the wizard, Augustus, uh, uh, kind of share a night together. They drink and hang out, and it's a lovely little scene. Um, we see a vision, or Will sees a vision, and we get to see it as well of of Mary and Blood in their human forms before they become undead. It's kind of nice to see that before they part. And then we get some information from Gus. Gus has made a deal because he still has unfinished business. He has made a deal with Gracefield to continue to be a specter because he's a ghost, and guard the seal from the city of the undead. And who knows how long that will last? But he's like, yeah, I'm here for a while because turns out what Will has a mission besides just like going out and seeing whatever. Will has the mission to spread the gospel of Gracefield to get more followers for her so that her powers can be more substantial. She used a lot of power to help Will apparently. So he's got like a fucking mission to do some stuff. Um and Will finally goes out on his journey, but not before Gus says, "Hey, so your parents gave you the first name William, but I am your I'm your grandpa of sorts. How about I give you a last name?" And it's like, I'm going to steal a custom from a various races do this, like elven races do this, and I'm going to steal their custom. So I'm going to give you the name, a combination of your parents' name, and so you are now William Maryblood. And it's very touching. Now, I maybe would have gone with Blood Mary because I think Blood Mary is cooler, but William Maryblood is nice because it'll always keep them together, and it's lovely. Uh, and Will says, I'll probably add in the middle initial G because, to honor you. And he's like, you don't have to do that or whatever. And it's a little snide with each other. But yeah, so now we have William G. Maryblood is going out there to do his thing, to go become the paladin. Uh, and they play the end. This is episode 5, by the way. They play the end credits song. There is no animation; it's just the credits to the music in black, and then we cut to, hey, there's still a couple minutes left in this episode. We flash back, and at first I was like, oh, is this like them in the afterlife? Like, no, this is human Mary and human Blood, uh, who are they're getting ready for their final climactic battle. And so it's them like talking to one another, and Blood is telling Mary, it's like, I'm not going to let you come with us. And she's like, hey, for a guy that's never said how he feels or said, I love you, you're sure acting like I'm your woman. And she basically is like, hey, I'm coming with you. You can't stop me because if you leave me behind, I'll kill myself. Uh, and she's serious in that she's coming. And she basically like ends it with, "You should know you can't beat a woman. You can't defeat a woman." Which is it. It's a great little scene. You can see how much these two people clearly loved one another, and they're walking hand in hand at the end of this episode. And as close to a love confession as Blood can make, he says, "Hey, when we come out of this alive, when we defeat the undead king, um, let's get married." And they start talking about what their married life would be. And they're going to get a house on the hill and have a garden. They're going to have a son. And hey, old man Gus will be the tutor. And Mary will teach him about spirituality. And Blood will teach him to be a swordsman. And if it's a son, they'll name him Will because he'll have a strong will because he'll be the son of Blood and Mary. Uh, and this conversation they have happens, and it's fucking beautiful. Now, one of them was a skeleton man, and the other was a mummy when they raised this child that they named Will. But it did happen that way. And even to the point of Gus being like the grandpa uncle figure, teaching him, as his tutor. All of that did happen. It's just they were all undead at the time. But it's still really sweet. It's still sweet and cool, and touching. And now we have episodes 6 through 12, of Will going off in the world and being a paladin. And the characters who are on the opening song will finally show up in some way, I guess. Lord Crashington is a little bit of the Munsters. It is, my dad's a skeleton, my mom's a mummy, and my tutor/grandpa is a ghost. Also, I'm a reincarnation, and I don't remember a lot about my life except that it was wasteful, and I feel bad about that. I'm telling you, just this show really hits me. I really like it. These stickers are so fucking tiny. Holy shit, these stickers are tiny. This is a bad time of the stream for me to be starting tiny stickers on the head of this kit. I should have panel lined this, but I want to get some of this done. At least there's indentations here on the kit to tell me where these tiny stickers go for the eyes, these eye stickers, so I'm not feeling too lost. We'll get into some manga. I'm only we're hitting the point now, folks, where my backlog of stuff I've read and hadn't talked about, I've kind of run out. For a while there, I just had like a document of like, oh, and I checked this out, and here, and then eventually I'll talk about that. So I only have 2 books that I knew that I've read. There's a few that like are new, but only like 1 chapter have come out, or like 2 chapters, and I don't feel like talking about those yet until we get more. I want to have like not the twist, but like the foundation of what the story is before I start talking about it. There's one that I just started tonight, and I haven't gotten far enough in. That for some reason it's like an isekai that I haven't read yet, and that's weird. Usually I keep up with them unless they're new, but I hadn't talked about this one. So there's another one in the future. I will talk about another book about a dude that was in an isekai world, and then he was in a coma in our world, and then woke up. And he's like, how's Sega doing? And they're like, Sega hasn't been making consoles in a long time. And he's like, because he was a Sega fanboy. I love that. He's just like, PlayStation. I haven't read Galactic Naval Officer Becomes an Adventurer Dirty. I haven't read that. That's one that like, I just haven't gotten, I don't know why. When it comes up, it just hasn't struck me as like, this is the one I'm going to check out next. I'll have to. I just haven't. But I'll talk to you about Capture a Different World with the Power of Craft Games. This is a book that I started and stopped and started and stopped several times. I just couldn't get into it. And I've gotten through most of it now that's available. MC finds himself in a fantasy world, and he's got overpowered skills, but they're just crafting skills. He's not that overpowered. But he does have like, he can like make some cool shit. He's basically got Minecraft powers, or like Rust powers, I guess, like making crafting materials and things like that. and he ends up becoming support for this band of like uh dark elves and demon people, um uh like demi-humans. He ends up becoming like their support and like making stuff for them and trying to help them out. uh Also, there's sex in it, so just be aware that he ends up in a physical relationship with his captor slash sponsor. And like there's a couple things where they're like they talk about that, and he's like, look, I get it, you're using me for my crafting skills, but also I would be dead right now if you hadn't rescued me. I don't have the ability to take care of myself in this world, or in here, so I am also grateful. And I am, it's like he's like, you could say I'm using you to keep me alive. So it's interesting. It's not great, but it is good. I don't know if I'll keep uh, reading it. Watch, like I said, watch again. Um, all right, so I need B 46 and 48. So we'll do that now. You could do different variations of the Gusion with this, because it's this sprue has a bunch of parts in here for other versions of this. They basically like made it at the same time. Like, so you could do one of the other versions of the Gusion with this, but we're gonna do what's in the instructions. That's the way to go. Um, the other book that I've been reading is The Unbound World's Normal is Difficult. This is a fantasy book. It is not an isekai. It's not a reincarnation story. It is weird. Um, it is an overpowered main character. So, where do I start with this? Okay, so our main character is 15 years old, and she is now a maid working for like the second prince and his mother. His mother is not the queen, um, so she is the royal consort, um, and so she's 15 and she's like figuring out how to be a maid, like a proper maid. She learned how to be a proper maid from a butler. Um, but hey, the Ja just cheered 24 bits. Thank you, the Ja. Appreciate that very much. So this uh, butler who taught this 15-year-old girl what's up and how to be a proper maid. Um, he is one of the worst criminals in that country. Several top criminals in that country are all in this like high security prison, which most people don't know. Those criminals took over that prison, and the girl, our maid, was raised in that prison because she is the child of uh like a criminals. She is the child of criminals, and she gets clemency because the king dies, and like they can change some rules when the king dies, and they say like, hey, you were raised, you didn't do it crime, your crime is being born there, so you can come out. And she gets sent out by her mom, basically like with the instructions like, all right, go out into the world and figure out how to be a normal girl, because she's not. She's incredibly strong, and we get the impression that she's beautiful. She hides it by wearing glasses, but we get the impression she's beautiful. She can read people and understands their motivations and the truth of it. She's like incredibly strong, because she's been trained by all of these impressive people how to do stuff. Um, she makes wonderful desserts and can make all these beautiful teas and all this other stuff. Um, and she's really strong and understands like, but she doesn't have common sense. So it's that thing of you can get her to agree to do things by saying it's what normal people do. It's a little similar to the guy who becomes that becomes like an guild employee after he like defeats the demon lord, and he's like trying to live a normal life and he doesn't understand what that is. So occasionally he gets information from people about what that is. I always thought that was very funny. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. This Unbound World's Normal is Difficult is like pretty great. I'm I'm into it. I'm gonna keep reading it. It's weird, but I like it, and I like her because she is quick. She's quick to understand that to her it's like the rest like at first she's like the world is weird, and then she's like wait, she is smart enough to recognize maybe I'm weird, and I do appreciate that she's like maybe you know what, when you think about it, maybe I'm the weird one. Um, we still have so many fucking stickers to put on this because there are two different heads on this kit. Uh, and I don't know which one we're gonna put. We're gonna build both, but they do require a bunch of stickers, so we're doing that. We're at least gonna get one of these done. Anyway, now is the part of the stream where you can tell me, hey, what y'all watching, what you playing, what you doing. Like I said, for me, this weekend has been unpacking. I've been playing unpacking. I'm playing Robot Wars 30, and I've been watching and dropping into a bunch of Extra Life streams to see what people are doing. Uh, Last night I watched a dude who was playing chess online, and then when he got donations, he was doing like burpees and push-ups and stuff. He's a registered nurse, and so he was raising money for his own hospital, which I thought was great. And I put a donation in there, and I put enough that I could like pick what he was going to play next. And I just said like, "Hey," it was right after he had just done a bunch of exercise, and I was like, "Hey, you should relax and just play more chess, and get your heart rate down," because he had just done a bunch of exercising. But yeah, I checked out a bunch of people doing some streams. I watched some uh, Rory play a bunch of what do you call it? Why did my brain just like fry? Oh, I watched Rory play a lot of Spelunky 2. That was fun. I watched two people on a couch together playing Toad, Captain Toad, and that was really fun. That was cute. I've seen that game a bunch, but it was still fun to have somebody play it. Okay, so this B8. I gotta put the sticker on here. But yeah, let me know what are y'all getting up to this weekend. Is anybody doing some streaming? If you're doing some streaming this week, make sure you plug it on the Discord. Or if you're just hanging out this weekend, if you're gonna watch some streams. Let me know if you're excited about tomorrow, where Samantha Coleman is streaming as part of Giant Bomb's Extra Life, and featuring special guest Jeff Green. Let me know if that's exciting to you, as exciting as for me, because I love Jeff, and I'm very excited that he's going to take part and help raise money for the kids. Uh, I think that's rad. But yeah, let me know what you're up to. Dirty says finishing up the private jet in PWS. Oh yes, and in Power Wash Simulator, yeah. Also finished re-listening to The Eye of the World and watched the first episode of Series 13 of Doctor Who. Hell yeah. Forza 5 Horizon this evening. John's playing some Forza 5. That's right. We got the Forzas out. The Forza are out. The there's some cool shit about that. I watched him play that. I'm not a car person myself, or especially car video games, but some of that did look fucking rad. So hope you enjoyed. Um, Lord Cratchit says, I played more Inscription and lost to the second boss when I didn't realize I should have used the item to turn all my cards into flyers to take down his second form. Instead, they got destroyed by sharks and I lost. I hear ya. Already? Gotta wait for Tuesday for Game Pass, says Dirty. Yeah. Yeah, there's like pre-order. I don't know. It's a video game. There's different ways to get it. There's like 100 different ways to get video games these days. A lot of these stickers are like bendy stick. This kit is bad if you hate stickers, and I don't hate them. I don't like them. I don't like kits that rely on stickers for everything. So if you're like me, this kit is not necessarily for you, because they're just a bunch of stickers. But it's not terrible. It ain't bad. Um, is this the worst start for a kit with stickers? Yeah. People who bought the expensive edition got it yesterday. You can pay $35 tax to play it early on Game Pass. Okay. That's what I did because I have a lot of time this weekend. Hell yeah. This is one of the worst starts. Yeah, because it's all like stickers on the head. The chest didn't have any stickers, which is great. But yeah, there's a lot of stickers here on the head, and that's not awesome. This is one of the worst starts for stickers because they're also tiny head stickers. There's always going to be some head stickers, but this is like a lot because it's like layered. And we also do the other part of the head, which is fine. We'll do the other part of the head, the sight mode, because there's like interchangeable heads we can put on here, and that's all stickers. So that's fun. And when I say fun, I am being sarcastic. But yeah, I hope people enjoy their Forzas and their all their games. Obviously, people enjoy the games they're playing. It's fun that way. All right, so then it's got to bend over, like bend around, curve around like that. These aren't perfect, but it's okay because we won't see it too much anyway. Doing my best. It's one of those like, I'm not going to do this perfectly, but I am going to get it done. Also, this is annoying because we like cover the face with this. Weird. How does this go on? Yeah, there it goes. That was the helmet part there. So covers parts of the face, which is annoying. All right. We'll stop with that and let's panel line the head, this head, and the chest, and then we'll call it a stream there. We'll get some black and some gray on here. Um, yes, Lord Crashing. Basically, we did the chest, and then it was just stickers. So it was like pretty quick that we suddenly had like a lot of stickers to put on. And I forgot there was a little green or orange, green. What am I saying? So we will put some panel lines on this here. Black. We'll use black for the orange. Um, Also, Endwalker is now delayed until 12/3. Some more time to get my crafters up to snuff for that. Yeah, I was seeing that on the Twitter. People were talking about on Twitter that delay. And the nice thing is the people I follow were like, yeah, take your time, polish. Hopefully things will be cool, which I can appreciate. And I think a lot of people were like you, Dirty, who are like, oh, it's delayed? Great, I have more time to get stuff up to snuff, which is nice. I'm sure there were people who were just like, what the fuck are you even doing over there? Who would have, I paid this and you do the thing. And it's like, what are you even doing? Just like put it out. Like, just put it out. So, like, I'm sure there are people like that. But thankfully, I don't follow those fuckers. So they are out there. I didn't see them, which is great. My bubble doesn't have motherfuckers. Just put it out. Yeah, it's like, just finish. You lied. Like, we're delaying the game so we keep working on it. Oh, you lied about the release date. It's like, no, that was the target date. They don't want to do this. I'd rather people take the time and do it right. Yeah, not crunch to do it. Exactly. Like, they're gonna fucking crunch to do it. Unfortunately, they are. But if they can do it, if they can maybe crunch as much, give them a little more time, put it out the way they want, they're more happy with it. In the long run, it's better for everybody, including the yelling motherfuckers. They'll still end up with a good game, even if they are completely entitled and terrible. What we got going here? We got a new follow from T-Dog. Thank you for the follow, T-Dog. Welcome, welcome. The old Build With Baer. You lied about puddles was the stupidest thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. All that stuff is like, look, Uh, wait, you're doing the wrong kit that came in the box. No, we've moved on to another kit. We were doing the Millennium Puzzle, which was rad as hell, but we did finish that, so we are moving on. But we did do the Millennium Puzzle. Finished that today, so we were moving on to our next thing. Put it like that. Frog Gunpla is best Gunpla. I mean, you're not wrong. It is good Gunpla. You're not wrong about that. Um, to go back to what you were saying, Dirty. Yeah, I mean, look, marketing in sometimes is lying. Sometimes marketing is complete lying, but also sometimes it is just like, hey, yeah, you know that lighting that we showed you? The game won't work with it, so we took it out. It's better this way. Just trust us. And maybe it isn't. Maybe there's a mod that puts it back in. We're fools. But like, we think we can't do it. Can't do the fire tech the way we thought we could. We're not lying. We're just trying to put out a fucking video game. Is this the HG or the 100? So this is the high grade of the city. So it does have two different heads. We've done the regular head here, and there is the sight mode head. But yeah, this is the high grade. I should have had that in the title. I didn't put it in there. But yeah, this is the 144 scale high grade. It is the way too many sticker edition because there's just too many stickers. There's just a lot of stickers. It's 2016 too, so it's like, come on. But it is the way to get the Gusion Rebake Full City, which is cool because it does have the Jaws of Life as a weapon. I thought this is the one that came with the frog parts. No. But you're right. That is a great part of that kit. You're not wrong. Yeah, no, this kit has the Jaws of Life, and it has extra arms, and it's got also the weapon is the shield. The shield is the weapon, and I love that very much. It's just a versatile nonsense model kit weapon that I love very, very much. But yeah, it's got the Jaws of Life as its weapon, basically. And extra arms. And extra arms are cool. Love them. All right. Give them the clamps. Indeed. Gotta give them the clamps. Okay, we are gonna wrap up the stream tonight. Welcome, new viewers to the channel. I will be back on Monday where we will continue with this kit. Lord Crashington wants me to ring the bell, and I will. Ringing that bell. But yeah, we finished the Millennium Puzzle, which was cool. Dirty also wants me to ring the bell, and I will. Again, we finished the Millennium Puzzle. We got started on the full city, which I'm excited to work on because it is a cool looking kit. This puzzle has heft to it. It is a solid. I mean, there's probably air pockets around, but it is solid. It was 33 pieces, and other than this one piece that wants to slide around a little bit, it is pretty. It feels good. And some heft to it, yeah. And that was fun. So what are we going to do at the end of this stream? We're going to raid. We always raid. They're not always model kit builders, but they're always people that I know, like, that I've met in person, because that's very important to me, is that we raid people that I know, and I know that, like, their communities are good and cool, either because they have great moderation or they've just accumulated some rad friends and chatters. So we always try to raid somebody with a great community that's playing something fun. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. Maybe you're not like super into horror games or like occasionally raid our friend Jordan, who is like into Destiny 2, which is not my thing, but like is fun. Think we're gonna raid. Yeah, we're gonna raid Arthur Geese, who's playing Back for Blood with Anthony Gallegos, his co-host from Rebel FM, because they are doing some charity streaming for Extra Life. So we're gonna go raid. Should we raid? Let's raid Arthur, because I know I've met Arthur and I have not met good old Chuff Money. So we'll raid Arthur. I almost met Anthony because he was working a booth at a PAX once, and I didn't know that he was there because he hadn't said he was working the booth. So I didn't want to be like, "Oh, Anthony is awesome." I just haven't met him in person, but I have met and sat next to Arthur because we were in the first Rumble, or was it the second Rumble? We did he's done a League of Heels show, so we did meet then. So we'll go raid Arthur because they're playing Back for Blood and raising money for charity. So let's go hang out with them. But yeah, someday I'll meet Anthony. I just haven't. I almost did it at PAX, as I said. And then I was like, I don't know if that's him. And I didn't want to go, but like, hey, are you Anthony? And then what am I going to say after that? Like your podcast, bye. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to go raid. Feel free to come along this raid. Come back on Monday as we keep working on this model kit. And thanks for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And I'll see you on the next Build With Baer. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.